Good morning and happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Chief Meteorologist Tim Miller here. We're going to talk about our weather for us coming up for this week. I'll take you through the week, Monday through Friday. We had some pretty big storms, depending upon where you were over the state over the weekend, right? If you were over the Midlands, you know you had some pretty big storms. They started in the upstate, not as strong, but as the time they got to the heat of the day, the afternoon, both Saturday and Sunday, we had severe thunderstorm watches issued for the Midlands towards the south. Will that happen today? Probably not. I'm not expecting any severe weather. What I'm showing you on the map is something rare. So take a picture of it and hang it up. It's this. It's a front that actually is pushing through the state, and that very seldom happens in July. The reason being, these fronts have a hard time getting up and over the mountains. That's why we don't have a lot of cool fronts. This one is what we call a backdoor front, which means instead of these fronts that normally move, west to east, which weather does for us, this one's moving north to south. So it's going to sort of sneak behind here, and that's pretty much what it's done. What it will do, you'll notice throughout the state pretty much this morning, we're rather cloudy. It's still humid, but it's noticeably cooler, and that's going to be the case today. With that being said, that will limit instability for us to be able to get big-time thunderstorms. But what it won't do is limit the rainfall, which, I got to tell you, even though the rain has helped the drought, we could still use a ton more rain, and we're going to get it here at least through Wednesday. So this front sort of meanders and stalls out here. This red sort of hatched area here is an indication where heavy rain will fall all the way basically from North Carolina through mid-Texas. But for us, it's the entire state for the opportunity of some heavy rain. So that's good news, but it could also mean some flash flooding. So again, I'm not expecting a whole bunch of severe weather. Not that we won't have a strong storm, but widespread severe weather, highly doubtful. But heavy rain, yeah, I'm sort of thinking that that's going to be the case for us today. Let's go to the broader perspective here, and I'll show you what we're looking at. I'll sort of put this into motion. We're going to start this pretty much at 8 a.m. earlier this morning. This matched the radar perfectly. And what I like to show you when I show you these weather models, remember, weather models are tools. I want to make sure that they're accurate, right? So this was from 8 o'clock this morning. I took this snapshot because this was pretty much matching the radar at the time. So that's good news. So what does this mean? Let's go through the next couple of days here. Here's 11 o'clock in the morning. Does that match currently? Let's go to the radar. Somewhat. This is current radar. This is north of Columbia. We've got some showers off towards the west. There's Greenwood, maybe also near Anderson. So that's not that far off, right? So that's what we'd like to see. So let's get through the afternoon. You notice as we go through the afternoon here, again, widespread rain. And that's through Georgia, through the upstate, through the central Midlands. And then notice by 5, 6, 7 o'clock, heating of the day. I never have a throat issue until we're doing these live. I could talk all day long, but the moment you and I are together, anyway, so we're having these opportunities of some pretty heavy rain, and again, all over the place. So you can just be careful for the opportunity of some flash flooding. That can happen fairly quick. Notice as we go through nighttime, here's 8 o'clock, the rain sort of slowed down. By 11 o'clock, they certainly slow down. Why is that? The heating of the day, that July sun isn't there to help fire off these things. Even though the moisture is there, the spark isn't there. Remember, the sun is like, if you had a grill, the sun is like that match to light the atmosphere, and it does. So here's 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. There's 8. Notice by 11 o'clock, watch what happens after 11 o'clock. Boom. We start to get the widespread rain again. So this takes us into Tuesday. Tuesday night, we'll have these showers ending about 8, 9 o'clock, pretty typical. You'll notice by Tuesday, not as much coverage, right? Because that front is sagging south and will start to fade away. Here we are into Wednesday morning, very early. There's 5 o'clock, generally quiet. Same thing for 8. Here's 11 o'clock, maybe some scattered showers. Notice by Wednesday afternoon, this now is a more typical summertime pattern. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Notice it doesn't cover the entire state, sort of hit and miss. Once the sun sets, boom, it's gone. Overnight hours are fine. Once we get into Thursday, here's Thursday afternoon. Not as much coverage. A little drier air is moving on in. So temperatures will hold, generally speaking, my feeling today and tomorrow in the upstate, around 80, maybe only upper 70s. Huge change for us. Through the Midlands, low 80s. Once we get into Thursday, that's when we're going to start to pick it up again for these showers and storms, and temperatures start to go in the 90s. So enjoy the reprieve. As we'll be dealing with this. I'll share this one last photo here. This is taken not too long ago. You can certainly tell plenty of cloud cover. The front is draped right in here. And these little bubbly marks, I don't know if you can really see that on your screen, but that's a great indication of convection, right? So we've got some thunderstorms starting to develop. So the atmosphere is pretty ripe. So once that sun starts coming up, as it is already up now, but I mean really starts getting its act together, we'll start to develop widespread rain. So we'll be back later this afternoon. We'll track this rain. We'll track where there's absolutely opportunities for some flooding, because I think there could be. We'll talk more about that and talk about the weekend ahead, because everybody likes to look ahead towards the weekend. We'll do that later on this afternoon. We'll see you then.